Hi and welcome to David Tom Creations channel. This week I am going to show you a quick trick using Logic Pro's drummer. So unfortunately if you haven't got Logic Pro then this is not for you. I created a drummer track and I have then replaced drummer with battery 4. But I mean, you can replace it with any kind of drum machine that you have. So machine to, let's say battery Polyplex. So I've done one with Polyplex as well, and you know whatever else you may have. Basically, I've created a drummer track, and then I have replaced drummer. So I've replaced drummer with battery 4, and I'm on the Aero dub kit. And I'll just run this first loop and let you. Right, so you can see it's just playing through that, however many that is, 16 sample. And obviously it's only playing some of the samples. And the thing is, you could swap these samples out. You can replace sample and use anything, any WAV file, either from battery, or you can just go into samples, or you can actually go into your files and just bring in any WAV file instead of whatever's there. So that's quite cool as well. So I'm on Gits. So the other thing is that you can actually go through. So once you've created one, you can kind of, as you know, you can kind of create more drummer sections. But what you can do still is edit the actual drummer. So even though you're not using drummer as the instrument, you can actually still edit. So like I said, this one is on hardwire. This section is on Catalyst, and we could make that, I don't know, say Insomniac or something like that. And then you can obviously go and edit. So we'll just play this and we'll turn down the percussion a bit. So you can see you can still edit this, and it'll bring in the kind of appropriate sample from battery, which is quite like what? It's quite cool. So yeah, so let's just see what this one sounds like. So let's add the percussion on. Plus you can also, so you can also mute these as well. Say for instance, let's see. Say we didn't want that, you can just mute that. Because it was quite annoying. Or like I said, you could replace it. So that's it. It is pretty cool. So I'll kind of show you how to do it. So what we do is we create a new drummer track and make sure it says drum kit and not DMD. So don't do anything about the, like don't pick another drummer yet. So what you do is you actually go down here and said keep drum kit when changing drummers. Select that and then go from drum kit to, let's say we'll use battery 4. Right. And then what you can do is bring in a kit. So let's try this one. And then hopefully this should work. Right, so now what we can do is we can actually go and change the drummer. So let's go to hip hop and Diz Trap. And even though it says it hasn't changed that, it has, because we're in Concrete Jungle. So this should have changed. Let's try electronic dubstep. Right. Digital graffiti. Right, we'll close this down to get a bit more space. That's better. You can see both of them there. Right, so let's kick stepper. That's better. Right, I said you've got a kind of an annoying shaker there, so let's just mute that. Let's switch percussion on. Fancy footwork. That is particularly annoying. Right, let's try a different kit. Old Berlin kit. Let's try that. That's quite a good one, I think. Bit different. Maybe not. Where's Amsterdam? Absolutely. Oh, I like that one. Right, let's change it to full stop. See. I think Fancy Footwork was better. So there you go. You can use any battery kit, of which there are a lot, as you can see. If you've got battery 4, or like I said, I have also done this with Polyplex. So if we mute that, and so what I did was I used one of these drummer sections and just created a Midi, converted to Midi, and then I'll just show you that. Hang on, get you out of the way. Yeah, so the Midi has to be between C3 and C4, and on my keyboard it's the yellow pads. I'm on my LX25. So yeah, so you can see the Midi pattern. I've obviously tweaked it. I've moved it so that it is within this range, and I've kind of tweaked it. But we'll run it and. So you can see that it's not actually using 4 or 7 on this. So I've left that out so that you can actually just play, so you can play over this. And then you can just, if you want, And I have sussed out Polyplex a wee bit more from when I was kind of going through the whole 46 instruments. So yeah, so the randomization thing. So each sample is made up, each sound, I should say, is made up of 4 samples. And you can see you've got sample, pitch, start, pan, and volume. So you can mute each of these so you can actually hear. So that's kick, and then you've got one shot, kick, and kick. So that's the, hang on, that's the whole sample. And then you can actually reverse some of it. So we could reverse one kick, or both kicks. And then you can increase the volume. You can decrease and increase the volume of each. So you could decrease the volume of those. You can change the pitch as well. So you can alter the pitch and the start and the pan. So we could pitch that up. So the other thing is, which I wasn't particularly clear until I watched another video, this randomization thing, it actually, because you think you're going to click on just that and it'll randomize. So we'll randomize it, and then, right, so that's it. But what happens is the more you go along to the right, the more it randomizes. So if you click there, you'll get, like, it's a completely different sample, like synth. And if you, like I said, so the higher you click up, the more randomization you get, which is quite cool. And it's the same with these. So we've got that. So if I click on that, it's not done anything. But if I click halfway, it's changed those 4 samples, and also we'll change the subtype. We'll change that. So you can see that one's been reversed. And we'll just change that again. And we'll run that and just see what it sounds like. So yeah, it is quite cool. And there's obviously other bits and pieces, but generally that's the most of the time you'll be kind of using these controls, these ones, and like I said, you can, for instance, you can just switch one of these off. So we could just switch that off, and you could just have it as a pure snare clap. Hang on, there we go. That's better. So yeah, so we've got 7 and 4 that are still not playing. So we can just add them in. Like, for instance, you can just add them in. So wherever we are, it's 4. Like I said, you could just add in some MIDI notes if you wanted, or just record it in. So yeah, so that's Polyplex quite well with, like I said, you can create MIDI patterns from Drummer. And then, like I said, as long as you, because normally when they came in, they're kind of start off about C1 or something. So as long as you move them into the C3 to C4 section, and then you can start editing out the MIDI from there, you'll be fine. So yeah, so there you go. That is a pretty cool trick to use any drum machine with Apple's Drummer. And like I said, the main thing to do is when you open the track, don't change the drummer, or it will kind of go to a DMD track, which you can't. So if I create a new drummer track, so if I change that to electronic hip hop Des Trap, you see that has changed it to a DMD track, so you can't change that. So so make sure that you don't change the drummer before you actually do, hang on, what was so like that. Yeah, so make sure that you've got this switched on. Keep drum kit when changing drummers before you do anything else. And like I said, you can go in and change this to hopefully anything. So let's try that again. Hip hop, Diz Trap, Concrete Jungle. Let's. So yeah, let's just try another one. Just bump, 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 bump. What's this like? Oh, it's a bit loud. Let's try and drop it low. Bring that down a bit. I like that, that's cool. So yeah, and let's say just add on another one, and then let's try roll deep, and then we'll just. And like I said, you can then convert this to Midi. And there you go, convert to MIDI region, and then you can go in and edit the MIDI once you're kind of happy with something, and then you can play around with that as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that kind of drummer trick in Logic Pro X. I think the next video is going to be on Ovox, the vocal synthesizer. So I've been mucking about with that. Yeah, you can get a trial, a week's trial. So I used it, and then I really liked it. So I bought it, and it is pretty damn cool. So so anyway, as usual, if you're liking these videos, like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.